All right, this is going to be very short, not much in-depth explanation as far as my reasonings, but I'm going to put this at the front of the video. And if you want to hear my thoughts and my initial impressions, then you can watch the rest of it. But this is what I've decided on. I'm going to color code these to be red is a negative, yellow is a neutral kind of who cares, and then green is a positive. For the Hori Octa, the Hori remapping tool exists, but it is unstable, and Steam controller configurator also exists. The D-pad feels like an Xbox 360 D-pad, and the sensitivity adjustment doesn't really work for me that well. There is a very satisfying tactile button sound on the face buttons, but they feel cheap to press, and if you can't hear them, then you don't have that confirmation. It has an octagonally gated stick, not a square or a circle gate, which is good for me, because it basically just feels like a GameCube controller in that regard, but there's no right stick control, just on the fly. The stick has a very short throw, but the thumb pad is slippery. So then the D-pad size is kind of baby. I have big man hands, and it hurts to try to squeeze, that thing so hard. It's a very narrow grip, and it's got a third-party weight, which means it feels kind of hollow, not super substantial. Those last three things are neutrals because I hate that about it, but some other people might really like that. Now, for the Raion, there's no Razer remapping tool as far as I'm aware, but Steam exists, so who cares? The tactile D-pad feels extremely nice, but the older models need the pivot mod, which is basically when you take it apart and put just something between the thumb pad and the micro switches, so that you can't push all of the micro switches at once because you'll neutral out, which happens to me a lot. So if you have an older model Razer Raion, which if you bought it for $30 or marked down, you probably do, this is a really essential mod. You can find a 3D printable STL file model on Etsy for free, and or you could use a hot glue gun or something. There's videos out there that'll help you do that. There are mechanical keyboard switches on the face buttons. They're linear switches. They don't have any tactile bump in them. I feel like it would have been cool, but not necessarily necessary with how hard you're going to be hitting these buttons if you're playing on claw grip. And even if you're not playing on claw grip, it feels nice to just kind of lightly press them until they bottom out. It's fine. There's no control stick on this. Naturally, they got rid of it. It's just nothing there. It's blank, which sucks. But there is a D-pad left stick, right stick, three-way switch that you can adjust on the fly, which is super convenient. And it's it's really appreciated. Now by default out of the box, it comes to where the bumpers are L1 R1 and the triggers are L2 R2. This is a problem because R1 and R2 are hardwired to be whatever punch number 3 and kick number 3 on your face are. So those two pairs of buttons, so those 4 buttons total, are just hardwired together and they do the exact same thing. That's bad because you only have 6 options when there's 8 physical buttons available. This is completely negated by the fact that there is a switch that changes it so that your L1, L2 is on your right side. It doesn't swap them, but it replaces your L1, L2 to your right side, and then what takes its place on the left side is L3, R3. So at that point you have everything available to you, except that you can have everything available to you at once except 2 of the control options as far as the D-pad left stick or right stick. You can only have one of those at a time, but all of your buttons everywhere else should be fine. Both of the controllers have a trackpad, everything else like that, start, select, whatever you're going to need. This is from a PC gamer's perspective, and so there's no real compatibility issue here. If you play on a console, then this might be something a little bit more to think about, but don't buy a PS5 controller if you have an Xbox. Exactly. The perfect PC fight pad for me would be the Razer Raion with a pivot with the Octa stick, which it doesn't exist, but that'd be tight, wouldn't it? Also, I don't go too in depth with honing in my Hori D-pad sensitivity testing because if it's not sensitive enough, I don't get my down back consistently and I get hit neutral. If it's too sensitive, I still don't get my down back enough because the other cardinal directions are going to take priority. And it's okay, we'll just lower those. But it's no, because if I need to walk forward or back, then I have to mash it super hard and it's tiny and it sucks and it's just too much setup and hassle. Even out the box, the default setting, it just was trash. The Hori Octa D-pad is trash. Watch the video. First things first, the Hori Fighting Commander Octa has its own software. I'm gonna go here into, it looks like every time I tab out, the software crashes, but anyway. So, oh Jesus, here we go. Fighting Commander. All right, we good? Jesus, why does this keep happening? Okay. Fast version of this, because I've recorded this like 3 times now, just this one little part. The Fighting Commander Octa has PS5, PS4, and PC mode. I have it in PS5 mode. You can edit some stuff in its software. In the Tekken profile that I made, I have the shoulder buttons set to down, right, and left for easy God fists. Easy PE WGFs. For the default one that I use for everything else, it's normal. The shoulder buttons and the triggers are just L1, L1, L2, L2. But the D-pad has it so that the maximum sensitivity is set for the corners and the minimum sensitivity is set for the cardinal directions. So hopefully it doesn't take me out of down back unintentionally, because I was doing this thing here and even just kind of holding this, I'm still losing down back. So I feel like my ankles are going to get clipped a lot playing on this thing, but we're going to test it out and see how it goes. Now I understand that having the minimum sensitivity on the cardinal directions means that I'll have to put mad force into pressing this D-pad, but I would much rather have that happen than me accidentally getting inputs that I was never intending to do. And I'm not going to be playing with this for like a bajillion years. So we'll do 2 sets with this, and then we'll switch to the Raion and do 2 sets, and I'll give my thoughts at the end. Who? I didn't think about this. I didn't think about actually having to play the game. Oh my gosh. The face buttons on this, they click, but you can't really feel them clicking. E-Honda. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. Maybe I should have been playing Strive or something. What? I think I got him. Or not. The jump forward, dude. I'm going into the Hori settings. I'm taking down the sensitivity of the upwards diagonal directions, and I'm making it so that only the bottom diagonal directions have the most sensitivity. Look, everything is on the 3rd of 6th rung except for the downwards diagonals, so that when I'm holding the back corners, it'll be fine. Hopefully, at this point. See, this is what I was worried about. This is a problem for me. This is a problem for me. On a comfortable down back, she starts walking, man. All right, this is the second set with this D-pad adjustment. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to play another 2 sets with the control stick. I don't even have to win. That's the thing. I don't have to just win with it. It just has to feel like it's doing what I want it to do. Because I've played on pad long enough in my life to know when it feels wrong. Kind of whack ass mix up was that, buddy? I was okay, not holding back apparently. And I tried to jump there, I didn't get it. Why does he keep doing that? Oh my gosh, that's invincible. It's invincible. It's invincible. That's sad. Okay, didn't get jump. Didn't get my jump. Not jumping. Okay, the D-pad on this thing is not it whatsoever. And really, I think that it hindered my performance enough to where this was a winnable match, but it really was the D-pad in this instance, I think. Okay, now I'm gonna use the control stick for two sets, and then I'm gonna switch to the Raion. Ooh, oh, custom combo did not work. Okay, I panicked hard. I panicked hard right there. I panicked super hard right there. No, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, I swear. No. Okay. I did. I really wanted to. I wanted to do that. That one was my bad. It's strange, but I do like the control stick. I feel like I didn't get to test out the control stick as much as I wanted to there, because I don't know what Akira does, so I'll give it one more. I'll give the control stick one more. I give the D-pad like 3, at least. I'll give the control stick another. This guy's probably gonna be playing a little bit boring. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. I didn't like that. Oh, okay. Oh, I had the combo there and then I freaked it. And he's invincible. Okay. I just was playing hella impatient there. I want to push stuff. I'm trying to play a fighting game. Uh-oh. Oh! Ah. Composure. Didn't even break a sweat. This is a pretty decent test of this control stick. I'm trying to use it. I'm trying to avoid playing claw. Oop. I'm trying. Oh, okay. Well, trying to avoid playing claw grip and avoid using the control stick as like a mini arcade lever, because that would defeat the purpose of me, you know, gaming on a pad. I've played claw grip before. I think it's really fun. But for the purposes of this example, I just want to see how much I can feel like I'm gaming, you know? Wait, does... Oh, that is my EX. I just realized my shoulder buttons are my EX. Yeah. Okay, this is my EX button. I didn't realize. Doing throw and like V-skill and stuff like that is fine. Throwing is fine. It's just trying to get an EX move out has been kind of difficult. Okay. I got distracted by the thought of EX moves on that one. It's not even like I've been wanting to use them often. I just didn't realize. Claw grip on this thing is a lot of fun though. Mistakes were made. No! Okay. Okay. All right. No, I gotta stop. I hit the wrong button again. That's my fault. I lost right there because of only my own fault. I forgot I had an EX button shortcut yet again. But I was invested. I liked using the control stick on this thing way more than using the D-pad, so that's good. Next in line time. Time for the one that's next in line. D-pad clicks, but there's no pivot point. I know that the newer Raion models have a pivot in the center. This one does not have one. And so you can push all the cardinal directions at once and they neutral out. We're going to see how often that becomes a problem for me. I'm predicting that will be the problem. It has mechanical switches on the face buttons. They're linear, so no tactile bump, but they're still mechanical switches. If I hold down back and then push harder, you can see that they neutral out. And if I keep pushing, it goes to up forward. So if I rock that back and forth, you can see that the neutral comes through, which is a problem because if I'm holding down back and I hold a little bit too hard, I stand up. And if I hold even harder than that, then I can get up forward, which is not good. The newer Raion models have a pivot cap in them. That is going to be my only complaint about this controller, is that it's the older model. Plus, because the D-pad is clicky, I can feel exactly where down back is, and I don't have to worry about it rocking off place like the Octa. So the Razer Raion with a pivot cap might be the perfect pad. I don't know. The amount of force in which I'm hitting these face buttons and the distance. Also, it just makes more sense to have linear keyboard switches in this anyway, other than like, as opposed to the clicky face buttons of the Octa. And then instead of having a mushy D-pad like the Octa, the clicky D-pad makes sense on the Raion because it just... Can we start the match, please? Nah, he got me there. Okay, that didn't feel good. Ooh, that was clean. Nah, this thing is sick. The Raion is... hold on. Okay. The Raion is tight. Ooh, okay. I gotta calm down a little bit. I almost lost that. It's also easier to hit EX even without the shortcut on this. Like, hitting 2 punches or 2 kicks at the same time is a lot easier on this pad than it was on the Octa. All right, he got me. Oh man, I dropped it. I don't think that was the Raion's fault. I think I got scared. I could have ended it right there with my critical art. Nah, I definitely folded. That was my own fault. But this feels infinitely better than the Octa already, I gotta say. As far as the D-pad goes. The Octa's control stick, flames. The Octa's D-pad, trash. Let's see, in a situation like this, I feel like I lost because it was my own fault. I don't think that the pad was hindering me in any way here. I just really made awful decisions. These shoulder buttons are tactile, very, like, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but pretty much feels like a mouse. Left click, right click. Playing this thing claw grip, actually kind of fun too, and you can just swap it back to the original bumper trigger settings and have your L1, L2 on the left side. I currently have my L1, L2 on the right side so that I can have all of my actions on my right hand. All right, I didn't get my throw there. I don't think I've won one singular match with this Raion, but it feels just way more responsive than the Octa. I gotta make sure not to overshoot. Shit. I gotta make sure not to overshoot and accidentally jump. It's tough. Like, I'm overshooting my quarter circles, which is come on. I was overshooting my quarter circles, which is just a problem for me in general. I'll give it one more. Enough whining, face your own weakness. I'm trying. It's not the controller's fault this time. Yeah, this controller definitely needs a pivot point. If this Razer Raion had the Hori Octa control stick, it would be the perfect pad. That was a good shot. Why would you do that? Why would you sit there and charge like that? Okay. All right. Every time I start thinking I'm enjoying Street Fighter V a little bit, it reminds me that I hate this game. 2 bars? I expressly said it to be 4 to 5 bars, I think. I feel like. This is so laggy. This is so bad. Ken? This is gonna be even more degenerate than the Ryu. But I'm down. I got lucky there. Dude, I got lucky because the Street Fighter V buffer is so high. Okay, he's consistent at least. I tried about 3 times to get my Reha or whatever. Yeah, this needs a pivot. Oh my god. Oh, my player 2 side was weak there, and I think it's because I need a pivot. I'm starting to see where the need is. I still think this is like two tiers above the Octa. But fine. The Raion's better. That's all I have to say. It's better, and I would use it. If I was given a Raion or an Octa, I would use the Raion if I was given the choice. The Raion is good, man. It feels good in the hands. It performs well. This game sometimes. Bro, turn this off, bro.